Hello and welcome to Excel Essentials. In this session, we'll be covering the image formula which Microsoft introduced in 2022. The image function inserts images into cells from a source location alongside any alternative text which you enter too. You can then resize the cells and resize the image as well as you wish. Now, image is a relatively new function within Excel and is predominantly only available on Office 365. And here, as we can see in our cell here, we have the structure. We have the source, which would be the URL of the image. And then we have alt text, which is the alternative text. This is what is read sometimes by readers for those who are visually impaired. So it will be something along the lines of this is a sphere, or just an example of some alternative text. Then we have the sizing, which there are 4 different options in sizing, and these will be selected via a number, and we'll also go through that as well. And then if you want to choose your own sizing, you can do that as well, and you can put in your height and width. Now, as you see here, we've got an image URL and it's the Google logo. And it's a bit too bright here, so I'm just going to darken the table slightly so you can see the Google logo a little bit better. And as you can see, we have the formula here. And as you see with the URL, we've decided to put it in the table and then just reference it, and it goes and fetches it for us. Now we're just going to do it from scratch, and we're going to do equals image, and then we're going to open that bracket. Then we will get our source, which is what we have here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to click on that cell with the URL in. Then we're going to hit comma. And then here's where we can put some alternative text, such as Google logo, which is white. This will appear if, for example, it can't fetch the image because you're not online or for any other reason it can't access the image. Then here is where we get to sizing, and it mentions whether you want to fit the image in the cell. Do you want to just fill the cell? Do you want it to be the original size of the image or a custom size? And here is where you can choose it. So I'm just going to show you 0, for example. And as you see, it fits the cell perfectly. If we choose 1, it fills the cell, so it's a little bit stretched. Now, if I put in 2, you can see it's filled it with the original size and it's overflown the actual cell and we can't see all of it. And then we have the custom sizing, which is number 3. So here you can put in your own height. So I'm just going to put in 10 and 20 for the height and the width and hit enter. And as you might be able to see, it's very tiny. So I'm just going to add another 0 to these. And as you see, it's now a little bit bigger. So just for reminder there, 0 is for it to fit your cell. 1 is to fill your cell. 2 is it will take the original size of the image and it will stick that in the cell. And then 3 is your own custom sizing. Now, I can hear you're probably thinking already, what if I don't want to stick the URL in a cell and I just want to chuck the URL into the formula? You can do that as well, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing we need to do is find an image and copy it as a URL. So we're going to head to our browser. And here in our browser, we're just going to search for an image. So in this example, we're going to search for a Microsoft logo to complement the Google one. And we're just going to select an image here. And then we're going to right click on the image and click copy image address. You might see it known as copy link image or image link in other browsers, so just be wary of that. And then we're just going to open a new tab and just double check that the URL that we've copied ends in something like PNG or JPEG. That way it will also be recognizable when we then paste it into our formula. So if we were to hit enter, we can see the image pop up as a result of going to that image address which we just copied. So now we're back in Excel, and what we're going to do is we're going to add it in manually now. So we're going to do equals image, and we're going to open the bracket. Now the source we have to encompass around quotation marks or speech marks. So I'm just going to do that and paste our URL, to which you can see the PNG ending. Here we'll just put in some alternative text. So we're just going to put in Microsoft logo, for example. And then for sizing, we just want it to fit the cell, for example. So I'm just going to put 0, and then we're just going to close that. And now you see that it changed to busy, and now it's updated and it's brought in the Microsoft logo. Now you might be wondering, why has it changed the Google one which was up here? Now this is because of the way that tables work in Excel, that if you add a formula into a column, that it will try and replicate that formula all the way down the whole column, which it can be quite frustrating, but it is what it is at the end of the day. You can change it back. So if I hit Control Z, you can see that the Google logo has now reappeared. And we get this little warning that just says the inconsistent calculated column formula. But if we were to put this formula, for example, in another cell, so I'm just going to put it here, for example, and just make that cell a little bit bigger, just repaste it, we can see that the Microsoft logo has been pulled through successfully. Stay tuned for more Excel Essentials.